So we're going to get underway here in just a few seconds. Starting off for the Scare, it's Frown Town. For the Foxes, it's going to be, let's see. That is Foxy Skady out there for the Foxes, and Foxy Skady is going to be your lead jammer to start things off. So Foxy Skady calls the jam off. So 4-0 there, the score. Fox is the first to put points on the board, and it's going to be Canabe out there now for the Foxes. Bricktator for the Scare. And Canabe is going to be your lead jammer, Foxes. Scare with some blockers in the box to get things started here. Canabe is going to pick up 4 points and call that jam off. 2 blockers in the box for the Scare, so this jam will start on a 4-on-2-pack advantage for the Foxes. That's Bats on the line for the Scare. Foxy Skady out there for the Foxes. And Foxy Skady is going to be your lead jammer, Foxes. So a quick 4 points and the jam called. So 3 jams, all 3 Foxes get lead jam, all 3 4 points each. Takes us 12-0. Frown Town now out there for the Scare. Canabe out there for the Foxes. And Canabe is going to be your lead jammer, Foxes. So Canabe picks up 4 and calls the jam off. So another 4-point jam for the Foxes. 16-0 now. Hitsuni out there for the Foxes. Going up against Bricktator for the Scare. And Bricktator is going to be your lead jammer. Four points on the first scoring pass. So star pass to Skulky, who quickly gets through. Ooh, penalty on Bricktator, so now we got a power jam here. This jam will go the full 2 minutes. Bricktator was lead jammer when the penalty was called. So Brick Tater out on a scoring pass after coming out of the penalty box. Skulky also through, each with 4. Another 4-point scoring pass for each team, and that jam comes to an end. So Brick Tater, even with the 30 seconds in the box, still manages to put 20 on the board. So a 20-12 jam. In favor of the Scare, and it's going to be Foxy Skady on the line now for the Foxes, going up against Bats for the Scare. And Bats is going to be your lead jammer, Scare. So Bats calls a jam off. Let's see how many points. Looks like no points. So 0-0 jam there. And now it's going to be Canabay out there for the Foxes. Frowntown for the Scare. And Canabay is going to be your lead jammer for the Foxes. So Canabay picks up 4. Going to call that jam off. Takes the lead to 32-22 in favor of the Foxes with 22:30 to go here in the first half. Hitsuni out there now for the Foxes, going up against Brick Tater for the Scare. Evie picks up a penalty there. Going to take a seat. So 4-on-3 pack advantage now for the Scare. Brick Tater, your lead jammer. Quick 4 points there on the first pass. Each team now down a blocker. Oh, and now a track cut again on Brick Tater. So another 2-minute jam coming up here. What? Oh, now you got a shot of it? Nice. And now a track cut on Hitsuni, so now a power jam for Brick Tater. So 4 points on that scoring pass. 8 so far on this jam for Brick Tater and the Scare. Four more points there on that pass for Brick Tater. And that jam comes to its natural conclusion after 2 minutes. So 12 points for Brick Tater. 2 points for Hitsuni, and we've got ourselves a tie game. Foxy Skating now on the line for the Foxes, going up against Bats for the Scare. Oh, nope. So scoring update. 36-34 in favor of the Scare. 2 more points there at the end of that jam. And Bats is going to be your lead jammer. And Bats is going to have to call that jam off, as Foxy Skatey was right on their tail. So 0-0 jam. Now it's going to be Frowntown on the line for the Scare, going up against Canabay for the Foxes. And Canabay is going to be your lead jammer. Frowntown are out immediately thereafter. Looks like the Foxes are going to try to run the clock a little bit and try to... Oh, and look at that. This worked out in their favor, as now it's going to be a power jam for Canabay as well. So what was originally going to be running the jam a little long to get their players onto the box has now turned into a power jam opportunity. And Canabay making short work of these packs right now. Already 8 points on the board this jam. So far, everything seemed to be going right for the Foxes. Canabay going to call that jam off. Frowntown still in the penalty box, so this will be a power start for Foxy Skatey. Both teams at full strength in the pack. And Foxy Skatey is going to be your lead jammer. Foxy Skatey playing some defense in the middle of the pack as well, forcing Frowntown out. Picks up 4 points in the process. Four more points and calls that jam off. Let's see. Looks like 2 points there for Frowntown at the end of that jam. So a 7-2 jam in favor of the Foxes, and that's going to be a lead change. Canabay now out there for the Foxes. Bricktator for the Scare, and Bricktator's going to be your lead jammer. And Bricktator hits the pack, picks up a couple points, calls that jam off. 1 point. 1 point for the Scare. Hitsuni the jammer for the Foxes. Bats out there for the Scare. Both jammers out. And Bats calls that jam off. Picks up, let's see, 4 points. Next up on the jammer line for the scare, that's going to be Frowntown. That's Foxy Skady out there for the Foxes. Tight pack right on the jammer line to start this one off. And Frowntown's going to be your lead jammer. Both jammers with 4 points on those scoring passes. That jam comes to an end. Foxy Skady with 4 more points. So it looks like that's going to be an 8-8 jam. 12:45 to go here in the first half. Your score, Foxes 61, Scare 54. And it's Canabay on the line now for the Foxes. Bricktator out there for the Scare. And Canabay is going to, nope. Bricktator's your lead jammer, but Canabay also free of the pack. Canabay with 4 points. Bricktator with 4 points. Canabay another 4 points. And Bricktator's going to call that jam off. So 3 more points there for Bricktator. So it's going to be an 8-7 jam in favor of the Foxes. It's going to be Bats now out there for the Scare going up against Hitsune for the Foxes. So Bats is your lead jammer. Star pass to Skulky. So the Foxes have had a star pass, and that's going to force the call off by Bats. It's like 1 more point on that second scoring pass. So, 2 points. So it's 6-point jam total. 1 point for the Foxes. So now 3 points separate these two squads, and it's Frowntown out there for the Scare. Foxy Skady for the Foxes. And Foxy Skady is going to be your lead jammer, Foxes. Foxy Skady with 4 points so far. Frowntown just now completing the first scoring pass. So let's see. 4 more points there for Foxy Skady and the Foxes. So an 8-4 jam there in favor of the Foxes. Next up, it's going to be Canabay on the line for the Foxes, going to be against Brick Tater for the Scare. And Brick Tater is going to be your lead jammer for the Scare. Four points for each jammer. Another 4-point pass there for Brick Tater. Oh, and a track cut call on Canabay. So now a power jam here for the Scare. A big opportunity for Brick Tater. If you're an opponent, the last thing you want to hear is power jam Brick Tater. So 3 more points. So a 15-4 jam, and that's going to be a lead change. The Scare now 1 point ahead, 83. Oh, nope, we got a score update. Foxes still with a narrow lead. 85-83, 7:19 to go here in the first half, and it's going to be Bats on the line to start this one for the Scare. Power jam still in effect. Bats is your lead jammer. And a quick 4-point strike there. So Power Jam has come to an end. Canabay back on the track. Meanwhile, Bats putting up points. Star pass to Fox McCloud. Bats with another 4 points. 12 so far this jam. Fox McCloud looking to put points on the board for the Foxes. Meanwhile, Bats with a nice low move there. Around the outside, picks up 4 more points. So a 16-point jam there for the Scare. Take him up over the 100-point mark. No slippage in Super Comfy Slip into S1 Pro elbow pads. Foxy Skady on the jam line now for the Foxes, going up against Frowntown for the Scare. Foxy Skady going to be your lead jammer for the Foxes. Calling the jam off. Let's see, a little bit late there. Frowntown able to pick up 1 point. Now we're going to have a timeout by the Foxes. The official chiropractor of arch rival Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic is the proud sponsor of tonight's game. Dr. Jennifer McCleary provides top-notch sports chiropractic care, injury rehabilitation, acupuncture, nutrition consultation, and cutting-edge recovery modalities. Whether you're looking to recover from an injury or prevent one from happening or simply optimize your performance, she has the expertise and experience you need. That's Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic. Looking for custom jerseys for your team? Look no further than Jersey Beast. They can help. They offer free customized design in sports like soccer, hockey, baseball, and one of their favorites, roller derby. Jersey Beast can also create your team a store with options for fundraising. Check them out at jerseybeast.net and tell them about your team. Looking for skates or new protective gear to keep you on the track? Then look no further than Turn Left Skate Pro Hustle City. They have the expertise to keep you in the best gear and at the highest level of performance. Turn Left Skate Pro Hustle City. Back in action here, and it's Fox McLeod jamming for the Foxes. Brick Tater for the Scare. Brick Tater, your lead jammer. Fox McLeod has completed the initial pass as well. Brick Tater with 4 on the board so far. Brick Tater with an apex jump to put 4 more on the board. Brick Tater calls that jam off, picks up 4 more points. So another 16-point jam there for Brick Tater, 3 for the Foxes. 119-95 the score now in favor of the Scare. 3:24 to go here in the first half. What has been a very quick first half. Bats on the line now for the Scare. Foxy Skatey out there for the Foxes. Bats is your lead jammer for the Scare. So Bats quickly calls that jam off, but not before Foxy Skatey picks up a point. So 2 points for the Scare, 1 point for the Foxes. Canabay takes the jammer line for the Foxes now. Frowntown out there for the Scare. And Canabay is going to be your lead jammer. Frowntown also out right behind him. And Canabay is going to have to call that jam off as Frowntown overtakes him. So we have an official review by the Scare here. Located in Maplewood, 26 Fitness helps people fall in love with fitness by creating an inclusive, body-positive, CrossFit and weightlifting gym where strength builds confidence and community builds resilience. We work out because we love our bodies, not because we hate them. We pride ourselves on being welcoming, accessible, and completely non-intimidating, no egos. No judgment, just a supportive community that meets you where you are. Visit CrossFit26.com for more info. So Foxy Skinny takes the jammer line for the Foxes. Bricktator out there for the scare. And Bricktator's going to be your lead jammer. Oh, and a track cut call on Foxy Skady. So now a power jam here for Bricktator. So Bricktator calls the jam off, 4 points, 8 points total. So 129.96 to score with 38 seconds to go here in the first half. So Frowntown out there unopposed. Is the power jam still in effect? And Frowntown is your lead jammer. Power jam comes to an end. Foxy Skady re-engages. So Frowntown putting points on the board. Foxy Skady now putting points on the board as well. Fox McCloud taking a seat in the penalty box for the Foxes. So each team with 4 points so far. Let's see what looks like that's all it's going to be. So a 4-4 jam. So your score at the half, Lafayette Scare 133, Fabulous Foxes 100. So we're going to have about a 15-minute intermission. And then we will be back here for the second half of the championship game between the Foxes and the Scare. Are you ready? That's way better because in 30 minutes we're going to crown a local league champion. Is it going to be the Scare or is it going to be the Foxes? You will find out the same time I do here in about 30 minutes. Bricktator on the line for the Scares. Foxy Skady out there for the Foxes. And Bricktator is going to be your lead jammer to start things off here in the second half. So each team with 8 points on the board so far. Nice little apex jump there by Bricktator. Foxy Skady getting caught up in the pack a bit. Foxy Skady with 4 points as well. Fully expect the Scare to start running these jams long here in the second half. The Saint does like to do that. Four more points there for Foxy Skady, matching Bricktator so far, point for point. Another 4-point pass there for Bricktator. 4 more for Foxy Skady. Wait until the very last second to call that jam off, getting their blocker out of the box. So a 24-point jam for Bricktator, 20 for Foxy Skady. Stretches that lead to 37 points for the Scare. It's going to be Canabe out there now for the Foxes, Frowntown for the Scare. Canabe going to be your lead jammer, Foxes. So Canabe very smartly looking back at the penalty box, waiting to see when Go-Go gets released, and then quickly calls the jam off. So a 4-4 jam there. It's going to be Bats now out there for the Scare against Hitsune for the Foxes. Hitsune's your lead jammer, Foxes, but gets swallowed up by the pack again. And Bats gets free, so Hitsune's just going to have to call that jam off. Foxy Skady out there jamming for the Foxes. Bricktator for the Scare. Bricktator's going to be your lead jammer. So Bricktator calls that jam off, but not before picking up 4 points. 8 points total. Canabe on the line now for the Foxes. Frowntown for the Scare. And Frowntown quickly secures lead jammer. Canabe also free of the pack. Each team with 4 points on the board so far this jam. Frowntown with 4 more on the board. Canabay stuck in the pack at the moment. Star pass to Fox McCloud of the Foxes. Frowntown's going to call that jam off. Let's see how many they got on that last pass. Looks like 3 more points for the Scare. So a 15-6 jam in favor of the Scare. Now 50 points separating these two squads. Skulky on the line for the Foxes, going up against Bats for the Scare. And Bats is your lead jammer for the Scare. Ooh, a track cut call on Skulky. So now a power jam here for Bats and the Scare. And Bats is going to call that jam off. So a power jam in favor of the Scare and a blocker in the box for the Foxes. So a 4-on-3 pack advantage for the Scare as well. And it's going to be Bricktator taking the line for the Scare. And Bricktator's your lead jammer for the Scare. Skulky re-enters play. Power jam comes to an end. Bricktator with 8 points on the board already. And Bricktator's going to call that jam off. Let's see how many points. So 3 points on that last pass. So an 11-point jam there. 69 now the lead for the Scare. The score, 203 Scare, 134 Foxes. 20-23 to go here in the second half. Frowntown out there for the Scare. Foxy Skady out there for the Foxes. Foxy Skady, your lead jammer. Four points so far for Frowntown and the Scare. So a star pass from Foxy Skady to Tails. So 12-4 jam there in favor of the Scare. And now Bats takes the line for the Scare, going up against Hitsune for the Foxes. And Bats is going to be your lead jammer. Star pass for the Foxes to For Fox's Sake. And Bats is going to pick up 4 more points and then call that jam off. Canabe on the line now for the Foxes. Brick Tater out there for the Scare. Now we got an official timeout real quick. All right, about to get back into action here. Once again, Canabe on the line for the Foxes. Brick Tater out there for the Scare. Score 227 to 140 in favor of the Scare at the moment. And Brick Tater's your lead jammer quickly for the Scare. Jam comes to an end. It's an 8-8 jam. 14:35 to go here in the second half. The score, 235 Lafayette Scare, 148 Fabulous Foxes. Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic is a proud sponsor of tonight's game. You can find them online at triadchiropractic.net. Back in action here, Frowntown out there for the Scare. Foxy Skady out there for the Foxes. Ooh, a track cut call on Foxy Skady, so now a power jam here for the Scare. So Frowntown's going to call that jam off after picking up 3 more points. So a 23-point jam for Frowntown and the Scare. Bats on the line for the Scare. Hitsuni out there for the Foxes. So a star pass for the Foxes. Evie now the jammer for the Foxes. Meanwhile, Bats putting points on the board. 8 so far. $12 now for the Scare. 4 for the Foxes. So Bats takes a tumble on the back straightaway and calls that jam off. So 1 point there on that last pass for Bats. Now up on the line for the Scare, it's going to be Brick Tater going up against Canabe for the Foxes. And Brick Tater, your lead jammer. And a track cut call on Canabe, so now a power jam here for the Scare. Already with a sizable lead, and they're going to add to it here on this power jam. Bricktator just slicing through these packs now. 8 points so far. 12 points so far, on this Power Jam. Power Jam comes to an end as Canabay re-enters play. Bricktator picks up a few more points and calls that jam off. 4 more points for Bricktator. A 16-point jam there for the Scare. $8:57 to go here in the second half. The Lafayette Scare up 291. Fabulous Foxes 159. Durable, functional, stable. The S1 Pro knee pads are built for roller derby. Frowntown is your lead jammer for the Scare. Tails out there jamming for the Foxes. Tails with 4 points for the Foxes. Frowntown with 8 so far, looking to add to that. Both of these jammers. 4 more points there for Frowntown. 4 more points for Tails. So Frowntown gets the call notification from Saint on the bench, calls it off, but not before putting 16 points on the board. Foxes put 14 on the board. 18 points for the Scare, 14 for the Foxes. Looking for skates or new protective gear to keep you on the track? Then look no further than Turn Left Skate Pro Hustle City. They have the expertise to keep you in the best gear and at the highest level of performance. Bats out there for the Scare. Hitsuni out there for the Foxes. Oh, and a track cut call on Bats. So now a power jam here. Meanwhile, a star pass to Slippy Toad for the Foxes. And Slippy Fox gets free of the pack. Power jam comes to an end. Bats is back on the track. Looking for custom jerseys for your team? Jersey Piece can help. They offer free customized designs in sports like soccer, hockey, baseball, and one of their favorites, roller derby. Jersey Beast can also create your team a store with options for fundraising. Check them out at jerseybeast.net and tell them about your team. Brick Tater on the line now for the scare. Foxy Skady out there for the Foxes. 3:43 to go here in the second half. And looks like Foxy Skady is going to be your lead jammer. Brick Tater currently in front. So Foxy Skady had lead jammer, but then passed the star. So now this jam is going to go 2 minutes. We have shenanigans going on the track. $12 points so far for the Foxes, 8 for the scare. Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic is a proud sponsor of tonight's game, and they are the official chiropractor of Arch Rivals. So if you need some work done on your back or many other things, you can hit them up on triadchiropractic.net. And we got a timeout called by the scare. So on the jammer line now for the scare, it's Frowntown. And Block Turnal is out there jamming for the Foxes for the first time this evening. This will likely be the last jam of the game. Frowntown with 8 points on the board so far, looking to add to that total right now. 4 more points, 12 so far this jam. Star pass to Fox McLeod. And Frowntown is going to call that jam off. 0 on the clock. 2 more points. So our unofficial score is going to be 343 to 193 in favor of the Scare. And in just a moment, we're going to have the final whistle. And the Lafayette Scare are going to be your 2025 Arch Rival Roller Derby Local League Champions. All right, we're going to get some MVP announcements here. And then we'll do the presentation of the Local League Championship Trophy. So the Scare have chosen Skulky for MVP for the Foxes. And the Foxes have chosen Bats as the MVP for the Scare. All right, Lafayette Scare, it's that time. Come on over and get your trophy. God, that thing is so heavy. Once again, your 2025 Arch Rival Roller Derby Local League Champions, the Lafayette Scare. Thank you one and all for joining us this local season. We really appreciate your patronage. Also want to give a big shout out to all the volunteers and staff that help make these games happen. So once again, that's going to close the book on the 2025 local season.